Hi Virgo, welcome to Sophquest. My name is Spence. Welcome in if you're new to the channel. Thank you for stopping by, and welcome back if you're a subscriber. I'm really glad to see you again. So, okay guys, this is a weekly reading for, I almost said August, September 13th through the 19th. It is basically the last week of Virgo season. First couple days, and the next week will end out the season. And right now for you, I am shuffling from the Spirit Messages by John Holland with the art of Matt Manley. Beautiful card. They all have a message on the front of the card. The first card I pulled for you is Nature. I'm actually going to pull 3 and read all the messages on the cards instead of reading from the book this week, because I love these cards and it felt like I should pull them this week. Oh, that's nice. I just pulled this card for Leo as well. All right, second card, A Child's Love. That's beautiful. And last but not least, let's get you one more. There it is, New Beginnings. Oh, beautiful. All right, we're going to read those in a minute. But while I am shuffling from the Druid Craft Tarot deck, I hope you'll settle in with me. I'm going to pull 9 cards from this, read horizontally, vertically, and big picture. This is by Philip and Stephanie Cargam with the artwork of Will Worthington. A very large deck, so do my best shuffling here. And while I'm doing that, why don't you just relax and take a few deep breaths with me. Brings down the cortisol, gets some oxygen to the brain, lowers stress and anxiety, helps us to relax our body, right? Okay. I'll take those first 2 out. Yes, that one came out first, then this one. Okay. So we have the Emperor and Temperance, and then the 6 of Cups. Okay. Let's see. A couple more shuffles, and then I'll cut the deck for you. So, how are you? How you doing, Virgo? Happy birthday to all of you who are in the final days of Virgo season. The last decan, the last 10 days of Virgo. Happy birthday. I hope you've been having a nice Virgo season. With your new moon in Virgo last week, I hope that's a practical new beginning that will work itself out for you to be nice long-term change, an improvement that you've been trying to make in your life. That's excellent. Okay, then we have the King of Cups and Wands. The 8 of Cups. I'm going to show you each of these cards, of course. The Justice card, the 10 of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. Okay, and then let me get you the bottom of the deck. Working through some stuff I see. Yep. Okay. Now, Virgo, what I'm looking at here is someone who is recognizing how heartbreak has affected the way that they have been communicating with others and thinking of others. So maybe a little negativity crept in and you've been trying to process it and get through it and think better of it, or at least try to get perspective on it. That's what I think you've been trying to do. And to have some respect for your own emotional health and well-being. That's really what I'm looking at. I think that your balance and your peace of mind is very important to you. I think you understand that it helps you keep yourself in a healthy mind space, and that processing through difficulties in life, transmuting it, is not always as simple as it seems. We sometimes take a long time to get over things and to move forward and start again. And I think that that's what you're doing this week. I think you're probably going through a lot of the energies of the week. This particular week on Mondays, the Sun opposes Neptune. That can be disillusionment and disappointments that we have to kind of get over. And really looking at them. Not being able to avoid them, not being able to deny them, but actually taking them sort of off the back burner, right? Out of the box, unpacking it, taking a look at it, and doing that work for cleansing and clearing. All right, let's look at your oracles today. First, we have Nature. This is a time to absorb the healing properties that nature has to offer you. Your mind, body, and soul need nourishment, energy, revitalization, and strength. Nature has much to offer, so take this time to connect and spend some quality time outdoors. Aren't we all missing outdoors in so many ways? Because with everything in the last couple of years, I mean, really, we've all been trying to stay safe and responsible. And I think we're missing that, aren't we? Reconnecting with nature is very important to you, Virgo, especially. You are an earth sign. You love nature. And so this is something that is necessary for, I think, your soul to feel at one with the earth, right? Okay. Then we have a child's love. Okay. And it says, the love between a parent and child is one of the most precious and deep connections we make during our time on earth. Children start out as part of us, and from their first cries, they establish themselves as the biggest part of our hearts. So for many of you Virgos, this could be about your children and taking time, spending some time in nature with your children, remembering to laugh and play. And if you don't have children, this may be something, a reminder that harkens back to your childhood. And to remember to get back to your own nature as a child, right? Okay, and then we have new beginnings. It says, everything in life is constantly vibrating and moving and therefore continuously changing and evolving. Be aware that a new beginning is on the horizon. Have courage and faith, because right now life is trying to nudge you forward and move you in a new direction. Well, it is your solar return time, Virgo, and you just had your new moon last Monday, your new moon in Virgo. So this is a time for a new beginning for you, a practical new beginning, something that you want to last, something that you want to infuse into your life that brings about some, I think, healing, honestly. I think true emotional healing. And I say that because on the bottom of the deck, what I'm seeing that's internalized for you, that maybe you're processing, that's sort of subconscious but bubbling up into your conscious mind. And we do have Mars entering Libra, which is maybe looking at how you utilize your sort of emperor energy, your yang energy, that fighting spirit within you in relationships, right? Whether you can assert yourself in relationships. But we also have Venus that entered Scorpio last week, and Venus will be in Scorpio through October 7th. So with Venus in Scorpio, that's the deep dredging stuff in our relationships that we have to heal. I'm seeing that. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. This is heartbreak, and this is healing from heartbreak, right? If this is the tree of life, in everyone's tree of life, in their family, in their love relationships, in their experiences of growth on this planet, we all experience heartbreak and loss, right? And then with the Six of Wands, it's about coming home to self, to our own heart, coming back home to heal the heart and making ourselves realize that that is truly the way to self-respect and self-knowledge and self-acceptance. And that's what I think this Six of Wands is for you today. I think it's your way of championing your own cause, the cause for you to do the healing you need to do. Because the Five of Swords was something that hurt. It was something that wasn't pleasant. It hurt you. You felt either taken for granted or taken advantage of. And I think that you don't just want to feel like the winner of this heartbreak, right? It's not like you have a vengeful heart or anything. It's just that you want to feel like you're not a loser because someone hurt you and took advantage or took you for granted. So you're telling yourself, you know what? I know who I am and I have self-respect for myself. And because of that, I'm able to heal my tree of life and learn from it and move forward from it. That is gorgeous. Take time in nature. Remember that you are a child of this earth, that you are here for a reason, that you have worthiness, and loving yourself and caring for yourself is a good practice, a daily practice, a habit. And maybe that practical new beginning that you started, to do more inner work, to take care of the needs of your heart and the needs of your soul, as well as the needs of your body, right? That's wise. So there's a new beginning here for you in that, in this healing love medicine that I think you're giving to yourself. I see that you're also trying to sit in your own sovereignty with this card. And because I pulled the child's love card too, this could involve your father. This is the father of the tarot, the archetype of the father. It is the emperor, or in this deck called the Lord and Lady, instead of emperor, empress. And, you know, so this could involve your father and your feelings for your father or your relationship with your father. But if not, it could be the man in your life or someone that has authority. But it could also be you, your authoritative self, your own sovereignty. I think you are very much trying to stay temperate, to stay in balance, to stay in a state of peace and healing. I think that's what you want. I think you're working on that. So maybe you're working on some ego work, doing some work where you're going beyond your own personality, beyond that self-concept, and going deeper into the needs of your heart and soul. Because I think you're looking at your past, the Six of Cups. So in this row right here, I'm seeing father and I'm seeing children. So again, it could be a relationship that has to do with the masculine principle in your life, whether you're male or female. Okay, so just take that in and receive that the way that you do. But either way, you're trying to process it. This is the Temperance card. And that's about blending, right? Cup of love, cup of love, cup of love, cup of love. Equality, balance, healing, right? Healing love medicine. That's what I'm seeing there. Second row, I have the King of Cups, because you want love and you want to give love, receive love. You want it to be at the highest possible pinnacle of love. But because you've been hurt, in the center of your reading today, you have the Nine of Wands. You put a lot of effort into whatever this was, and you gave it your whole heart, but in the end, it was unfulfilling, and someone had to walk away, or someone had just had to walk away from feeling this defensive feeling, like you have to defend yourself, or that you are being defensive because of whatever the dynamic in the relationship was. So I am still seeing a lot of yang energy here. And, you know, this could be an abandonment issue. If there was a father that had abandoned you, I can see that here. We'll go down the vertical in a minute and I'll show you what I mean. Then I have the Justice card. This is what is right will be righted. It's also the cause and effect. It's, what comes around goes around and such, goes around, comes around. And with the Ten of Cups, I do believe that this is a family dynamic. I am looking here at this child's love card. So in one way or another, I think that you are looking at some of the family dynamics. And, don't forget that Nature card and the New Beginnings card. Yes, the child's love card is in between those cards, so you're doing the inner work, but outside of that, remember to go outside and get some fresh air. Remember that there is a new beginning here on the horizon. So you don't want to stay here, right? The inner conflict. Because there is inner conflict about your family life. And things getting back into balance, things being righted in the family. Just, taking care of this. Making sure not only that it doesn't happen anymore, but understanding why it did happen in the first place. That's the wisdom of this message. That there's a higher purpose for it, working through these family issues. And, this is just a battle of wills, right? So it doesn't even mean that it was all that serious necessarily. It just means that it's causing you to have feelings now that feel conflicting. It just feels conflicting. It doesn't mean that you're in the midst of conflict. It just feels like it's something internal that you want to move forward from. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so again, this Emperor, on the vertical, we have the King of Cups. To me, this is very much father, kind of energy. Now, you know, if your father's passed on or, you know, not in your life or whatever, this could just be the archetype of what that strong masculine energy feels like to you, and whether or not it felt fair, or whether it still feels fair. So in other words, let's say you have a boss that has strong masculine energy, but you have an issue with authority because of maybe old family dynamics. So this is just saying, right, it's like, be fair to yourself and tell yourself the truth about why you have issues with authority, if that's the case. And if it's not you, it could be someone in your life having issues with authority, or your own personal sovereignty, and whether or not you believe that life is fair, or how you exert your own power, right? Then I have the Temperance card with the 9 of Wands. So you're trying to temper yourself even though you're a bit defensive. It's in the center of your reading, so honestly that's how I'm seeing it today when it comes to family. You can see that. But you're trying to stay here in your temperance, right? You want to love and feel happy in among your family, but you also protect yourself. You have boundaries now. That's in the center of your reading. It's like you've established boundaries either with the male in your life, with a father figure in your life, or with a boss. And so what you've learned here is personal sovereignty, right? You're being fair to yourself by setting strong boundaries. Then we have the 6 of Cups, which is about the past. It can be reminiscence. So if in the past somebody walked away, if this was an abandonment issue, that caused an internal conflict for you. And I think that here, going through Mercury retrograde, by the end of the month, we will be in Mercury retrograde and cover the same ground that we're starting to cover now in the pre-shadow. So in this week and in next week with the full moon, we're going to really be covering some ground about relationships and going probably back to childhood, because personal relationships and the way that we do them, the patterns, really does stem from our childhood, doesn't it? Even though none of us want to think about it that way, but it's true. But you do have a new beginning here, and I think you're going to do it differently. I think that's what you're telling yourself. I am going to successfully do it differently than it was done in the past. This heartbreak and all this conflict, it's something that would make me think negatively, and instead I want this energy where I feel like a winner, like I can handle any kind of relationship issues without getting resentful or angry or distrustful or any other word with a conflict that goes unresolved. And instead, you're interested in conflict resolution by having strong boundaries and a strong sense of temperance, of balance. That's what's healing. And that's what I think you're seeking, Virgo. So happy birthday to any of you that are having a birthday this week. I want to wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude every single day. Thank you so much, and I'll be here for you next week. Talk to you then.